Do you feel an inexplicable drain, a fading ember where a roaring fire once burned? This isn't about age, it's about betrayal. Betrayal by your own plate. Today, we uncover the hidden saboteurs in your diet, the shocking food mistakes systematically eroding your deepest vitality. This wisdom isn't just about what you eat, it's about reclaiming your primal essence. Watch until the end, because the final insight will awaken what you thought was lost forever. Sugar's deception. We stand at a crossroads, many of us, navigating a modern world brimming with convenience, yet subtly, insidiously, losing connection to our deepest, most fundamental self. Think of your body not just as a vessel for movement and thought, but as an intricate, ancient temple housing your life force, your creative energy, your very essence of passion. What happens when we invite a silent, smiling assassin into this temple, offering it sweet nothings that promise comfort but deliver decay? This is the story of sugar, not merely a taste, but a pervasive, almost inescapable force in our contemporary diet, and its shocking, often overlooked impact on what makes us truly alive. Consider the immediate rush, the fleeting burst of energy. It's a performance, a grand illusion. Your body, in its wisdom, perceives this sudden influx of glucose as a crisis, a flood of fuel it must immediately manage. This triggers a cascade of hormonal responses, notably a surge of insulin. And while insulin is a necessary hormone, its constant elevation, its relentless demand to manage an unnaturally high sugar load, begins a silent war within your system. It's like constantly pushing an engine to its red line. Eventually, something has to give. One of the first casualties in this internal battle is your delicate hormonal balance. The very systems responsible for producing and regulating hormones vital for vigor and desire become disrupted. Chronic insulin spikes lead to insulin resistance, a state where your cells become less responsive to insulin's signals. This isn't just about blood sugar, it reverberates through your entire endocrine system, directly impacting the production of testosterone in men and other crucial hormones in women, vital for maintaining a robust, vibrant sense of self and connection. The subtle art of hormonal equilibrium is shattered by this sweet tyrant. Beyond the hormonal havoc, sugar fuels inflammation throughout the body. Imagine a constant low-level fire burning in your tissues, your arteries, even your brain. This systemic inflammation is not a minor inconvenience. It's a profound stressor. It hinders blood flow, damages delicate cellular structures, and creates an environment where true vitality struggles to flourish. And what is sexual energy, if not the free, unimpeded flow of life force, unburdened by internal conflict and cellular distress? When your body is constantly fighting inflammation, its resources are diverted, its higher functions, including desire, are diminished. Furthermore, the relentless consumption of refined sugars creates a viscous cycle of cravings and energy crashes. You consume sugar, you get a temporary lift, then a dip, leading you to seek more sugar. This roller coaster depletes neurotransmitters like dopamine, which are intrinsically linked to pleasure, motivation, and the very feeling of being alive and engaged. When your brain's reward system is constantly manipulated and exhausted by sugar, the natural, profound rewards of intimacy and connection can feel less potent, less appealing. It's a subtle but powerful reprogramming of your internal compass. The true insidious nature of sugar lies in its ubiquitous presence. It hides in plain sight, in seemingly healthy yogurts, in sauces, in processed meals, even in diet foods. To truly reclaim your vital energy, one must cultivate an almost monastic awareness, a vigilant eye over every morsel consumed. This isn't about deprivation, it's about discernment, about honoring your body's true needs over the fleeting gratification of a processed taste. To truly feel, to truly connect, we must remove the veils of sugar's deception and allow our innate vitality to resurface, unburdened. Processed poisons. We live in an age of unprecedented abundance. Yet paradoxically, many feel an unprecedented emptiness, a subtle disconnect from their own raw, untamed energy. We are surrounded by food, seemingly endless choices, glistening packages promising satisfaction, convenience, and even health. But beneath this veneer of modernity lies a fundamental deviation from what our ancestors, from what our very biology, understands as nourishment. This deviation, this reliance on processed foods, is not merely a dietary choice. It is a spiritual compromise, a quiet forfeiture of power and presence. It's time to pull back the curtain on these convenient concoctions and expose the truth. They are not just empty calories. They are poisons subtly eroding the very foundation of your vital force. Think of a processed food item. It has been stripped, refined, fortified, and engineered. The natural fibers, the delicate micronutrients, the living enzymes that give whole foods their life-giving properties, they are largely gone, replaced by chemical additives, artificial flavors, and preservatives designed for shelf life, not for human life. Your body, an ancient, complex biological marvel, is designed to recognize and assimilate foods from the earth, from the sun, from nature. When you present it with something fundamentally alien, something it does not recognize as true nourishment, it struggles. It expends tremendous energy trying to decipher and eliminate these foreign substances, energy that could otherwise be fueling your passions, your desires, your very essence. One of the most profound impacts of these processed poisons is on your gut microbiome. This vast internal ecosystem, housing trillions of bacteria, is not just responsible for digestion, it is intricately linked to your immune system, your brain health, and profoundly, your hormonal balance and mood. Processed foods, laden with sugars, unhealthy fats, and often lacking in fiber and fermented goodness, decimate this delicate balance. They starve the beneficial bacteria and feed the opportunistic ones, leading to dysbiosis, a state of internal chaos. When your gut is inflamed and out of sync, your entire system suffers, and your capacity for pleasure, for connection, for that vibrant life force, dwindles. It's a silent erosion of your inner world. Beyond the gut, the sheer chemical load in processed foods places an enormous burden on your detoxification organs, your liver and kidneys. These tireless workers are constantly battling to cleanse your system. But when faced with an unending barrage of artificial ingredients, pesticides, and industrial contaminants, they become overwhelmed, sluggish, and less efficient. Imagine trying to keep a pure stream flowing when all manner of refuse is constantly being dumped into it. The result is a buildup of toxins, a general malaise, and a profound dampening of your energy. When your body is fighting a constant battle against internal pollution, how can it possibly direct its precious resources towards creating vibrant, compelling sexual energy? Furthermore, the unhealthy fats prevalent in many processed foods, particularly trans fats and industrially processed seed oils high in omega-6 fatty acids, fuel systemic inflammation. We spoke of inflammation earlier, but here it becomes even more critical. These fats can rigidify cell membranes, making cells less permeable, less able to communicate effectively, and less sensitive to hormonal signals. They directly impair cardiovascular health, reducing the elasticity of blood vessels and impeding healthy blood flow, which is absolutely critical for robust sexual function. It's not merely a matter of heart health, it's a matter of overall vitality, of blood moving freely to every part of your being, awakening sensation and life. To liberate oneself from the grip of processed poisons is not merely a dietary change. It is an act of self-reverence, a reassertion of your inherent dignity. It requires conscious choice, a willingness to step away from the convenience of the packaged and return to the wisdom of the whole, the real, the unadulterated. This journey is not about deprivation, but about profound enrichment. By choosing foods that are alive, vibrant, and recognized by your ancient biology, you begin to undo the damage, to rebuild your inner temple, and to reclaim the powerful, undeniable energy that is your birthright, ready to flow freely once more. Hidden hunger. There is a pervasive illusion in our modern world, one that tricks us into believing that simply eating enough food equates to being nourished. We fill our bellies, silence the immediate pangs, and then wonder why a deeper, more profound hunger persists, a hunger that goes beyond physical emptiness. This is the phenomenon of hidden hunger, a silent epidemic where we consume vast quantities of food, yet remain profoundly deficient in the essential micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, trace elements that are the true architects of our vitality. This isn't about calories, it's about the very building blocks of life, and their absence is a quiet catastrophe, particularly for the delicate symphony of hormones and neurological processes that govern our deepest desires and our very sexual energy. Consider the complexity of hormonal production. It's not a simple process. It requires a vast array of cofactors, enzymes, and raw materials. Zinc, for instance, is absolutely vital for testosterone production and sperm quality. Magnesium is crucial for hundreds of enzymatic reactions, nerve function, and stress reduction, all directly impacting mood and libido. Vitamin D, often thought of for bone health, is actually a prohormone, intimately involved in immune function and sexual health. When these essential elements are missing or insufficient, even slightly, the entire delicate machinery begins to falter. It's like trying to build a magnificent structure without enough bricks, or the wrong kind of cement. The outer shell might stand, but the inner strength, the integrity, is compromised. Furthermore, the quality of our food sources has degraded significantly over time. Industrial farming practices have depleted our soils of vital minerals. The emphasis on yield over nutrient density means that even foods we perceive as healthy may not contain the same robust nutritional profile they once did. This isn't a criticism, it's an observation of a systemic challenge. We are often eating foods that are calorie-dense but nutrient-poor, leaving our bodies in a perpetual state of hidden hunger. Your body is crying out for genuine nourishment, but you are offering it substitutes, empty promises that cannot fulfill its deepest needs. This fundamental imbalance creates a low-level stress, an inability to reach optimal function. The impact of this hidden hunger extends deeply into our nervous system and our psychological well-being. Neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that govern mood, pleasure, and emotional connection, are entirely dependent on adequate nutrient intake for their synthesis and function. A deficiency in B vitamins, for example, can contribute to fatigue, anxiety, and a diminished sense of well-being, all of which directly impact desire and the capacity for intimate connection. When your internal emotional landscape is barren due to lack of essential nutrients, how can the fertile ground of passion and intimacy truly flourish? It becomes a struggle rather than a natural expression of being. This isn't about chasing exotic supplements, though targeted supplementation can be beneficial. It's fundamentally about a return to wisdom, to valuing quality over quantity, and understanding that true sustenance comes from the earth, from life itself. It means prioritizing nutrient-dense whole foods, vibrant, colorful vegetables, high-quality proteins, healthy fats, and a diversity of plant matter. It means consciously seeking out foods that are grown with care, that have absorbed the richness of the soil and the energy of the sun. It is a conscious choice to feed your body, not just your appetite, but your very essence. By addressing this hidden hunger, by consciously flooding your system with the missing building blocks, you begin to ignite a profound reawakening. You provide your body with the tools it needs to restore hormonal balance, to nourish your nervous system, and to rebuild the vibrant, energetic self that lies beneath the layers of modern deficiency. This is not a quick fix. It is a journey of meticulous self-care, a profound act of honoring your internal temple. The result is not just improved physical function, but a resurgence of that primal, compelling life force, that sexual energy, which is truly the wellspring of all creativity and profound connection. You hold the key to your own resurrection. The foods you choose are not merely fuel, they are information, architects of your deepest state of being. To reclaim your sexual energy is to reclaim your primal power, your creativity, your unshakable presence. It demands awareness, discipline, and a profound reverence for the temple that is your body. Begin today. Choose wisely, eat consciously, and witness the fire within you not just rekindle, but roar back to life, blazing brighter than you ever dared to imagine. Emotionally engaging YouTube comment. I always blamed stress, but after watching this, I'm realizing my daily comfort foods were literally extinguishing my inner spark. That final insight hit me like a revelation. This isn't just about food, it's about reclaiming myself. Who else feels like they just had a massive wake-up call?